Hello.
And
Welcome
to
Film
Bastards.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to episode 467 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by
Mark Foster. Hello, everybody.
and
Not really joking. He's not here. Becky Foster. Hello, everybody.
hello. So Mark will be joining us in a bit, but Becky and I have seen a film that Mark hasn't, so we're gonna speak on that for a bit. So what have we got coming? Bex and I are going to be talking some Decision to Leave, Park Chan-wook's latest twisty thingamajig. We've also got Barbarian, which we've all seen. Oh man, I'm getting it twisted now. Oh, bloody hell.
Bloody
Is that it?
I think you've seen Wendell and Wild.
Yeah, so I've seen Wendell and Wild.
Mark's seen the most Mark film in the world, and we'll talk about Bros.
Bros, yeah. And I've seen Triangle of Sadness.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Barbarian is the only group review.
Oh, aren't we rubbish?
It was. I mean, it was something. Like we had aspirations last week, and it didn't quite get there. I'm absolutely in that as well, because I was gonna watch Bros and then just did not. Seems like nobody watched Bros. It wasn't even in the top 10 in the UK this weekend. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
I'm really upset that I didn't get to finish Wendell and Wild though, because I was really enjoying that. It's got like a real paranormal-y kind of cool kids movie kind of vibe. I don't know if that pans out, but
It's just too bad that there's about 30 different plots in that film.
Fun.
Awful lot to keep up with.
I think we've all accidentally got the same film in our what we've been watching though as well.
Oh, hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Right, if you can hear me, that's me this time. My AirPod's connected. I'm back.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, sorry.
I
We
was
all
just saying,
watched the same film in what we've been watching.
yeah, because didn't you do a rewatch of Malignant? Mark said.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we watched that as well.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well, yeah, we'll talk about Malignant as well then a little bit. Okay, fine. So
And not very retro review.
yeah, absolutely. So we are a Pod Syndicate podcast. Listen to other like-minded shows like Chinchorika vs. Punter, Entertainment Landfill, his film, her movie, and the Iron sequel, and the Rewatch Project, and patreon.com/Film Bastards for more Film Bastards, where this week we will be talking about Guy Ritchie's philosophical gangster film, Revolver. So you'll have that to look forward to. So, well, I'll tell you what, we're starting a little bit later than usual today. Some tech issues. So should we talk Decision to Leave?
Can do, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just get into it. So Decision to Leave is
I
direct.
think the only trailer I've watched is the what's it one, Ryan Reynolds one, which I think Mark will have probably watched, so we can maybe loop back around when he gets in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so Decision to Leave, directed by Park Chan-wook, and stars Tang Wei and Park Hae-il. I'm gonna go with so IMDb says a detective investigating a man's death in the mountains meets the dead man's mysterious wife in the course of his dogged sleuthing. You would like to think that a man investigating a murder would meet the man's wife, so that is a bit of a weird summary on IMDb.
She's just like there. He doesn't doggedly sleuth her out, does he?
No, he just like it's just this the wife is here. Okay, let's interview the wife. But there's a bit of, did she kill him? Did she not? And then the two have some chemistry, and it goes on from there. So, yeah, Park Chan-wook's latest, getting tipped for potential Best Director at the Oscars nomination, depending on how international the directors branch are feeling this year. And yeah, has played Cannes, won Best Director at Cannes, and comes out here with a fair bit of hype behind it. Bex, what did you think of Decision to Leave?
I think it's one that I'm definitely going to have to revisit. I found it a little bit, underwhelming, perhaps. I think a lot of the appeal is very subtle stuff. I think like the relationship between the two of them and how that kind of develops is interesting, but I think I don't know, it just felt a little flat for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why. Possibly the pacing, possibly because a lot of it's him just spying on her from a car. So I feel like with other Park Chan-wook films, I've enjoyed them more on a second visit. So that may change. I really enjoyed the way that they dealt with text messages and listening to voice recordings and things like that, and showing essentially like a dramatization of what they're referring to. I thought that was a really good little touch. Directorially, yeah, I can understand why it's won for that. I don't know. I feel like the story is, I don't know, a little thin, maybe.
I think that's fair, and especially with the runtime, because I mean it's a good 2.25 hours long, and it's interesting. I think I've called on it slightly since coming out the cinema, and I think the ending is really, really good. The idea of her just being an unresolved mystery for him, like that, and just him kind of like just searching around the beach, kind of like shouting for her, and then the film basically ends, is I think it's a bit of a banger of an ending. But you're right, the story is quite thin. Did she kill him? Yeah. He kind of like agrees to kind of like hush it up essentially, and then she's involved in the death of another guy. Did she kill him? No, but kinda.
Yeah. Because
End.
No, she didn't kill him, but she killed the other guy's mum.
Yeah, she put the steps in place
for the
so that he would he would be killed. Yeah. And I think you're bang on. Actually, it is a thin story, but like I say, the ending's great. And I mean, it was interesting as well. And again, I think it's just a little bit of hype, but also film Twitter can be very horny when it wants to be. And there were a lot of people talking about like how hot the film was and how erotic it was. And what? I mean, they had decent chemistry, but it wasn't exactly a romance for the ages, and it felt more like he just really wanted to bang her more than like there was love to any of it.
She seemed to just want to be kind of looked after, and he just seemed to just want to fuck her, really, like not in any kind of urgent way. Like there's never any kind of question that he's going to leave his wife for her, or any pining, really. He just watches her a bit, and then when she leaves, he moves on with his life. I don't know. It just, it's not that romantic a movie.
No, quite. Yeah, yeah. It, yeah, it is an odd duck because you think of a film like The Handmaiden and just how messed up that is. And obviously, I mean, he's made a lot of messed up films, but also like that film is like very erotically charged.
Yeah.
And this, yeah, there's some really interesting directorial flourishes, like the whole idea of him kind of like being there with her, even though he's not. He's like watching her from afar, but almost like imagining that he's like in her apartment with her. I think that stuff's really interesting. And like you said, the where she's kind of like talking in Chinese and then having like Siri translate it.
Yeah.
And like that's great. And her kind of like acting out the meaning on her face while the like the monotone voices saying this like impactful stuff. I thought was very cool. Yeah, I don't know.
My favourite ones was when he sort of says into his speaker, like, finally she's crying or something, and she's just got her head turned away and smiling. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I mean, so that's it. It feels like a film where I like the parts more than I like the whole.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, just like the wife. I mean, that was interesting. It's like he sees her every now and then she finds out, and then the very next scene, it's just like, right, she's off with this other guy. But I don't know. I would have appreciated the wife, like us having a scene of the wife really chewing him out.
But it's such a passionless movie, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's so low energy, and I think that's maybe why I didn't get on with it so well. It's just like, it's like a series of things that happen, but no one really reacts very much to anything.
Oh, I think Mark has entered the arena. Yeah, no, quite. I don't know. I mean, there's just not a lot to chew on.
No, which I didn't expect from it.
No, quite. Yeah. I've really called on it, and I mean, like, I to be fair, I think Noel maybe slightly broke the spell for me as well, because he was just like, I've really struggled with it, and I can't say I don't see why. I mean, I think seeing it in the cinema kept my attention.
Yeah.
But if I was watching this at home, I'd be very tempted to pick up my phone and start scrolling at times.
Well, I had planned to watch Wendell and Wild whilst doing housework today, like have it on in the background and doing bits and bats, and then sit down and watch this. If this had been a talkie rather than a ready, it would be perfect for having on in the background.
Sure.
And Wendell and Wild was very much a, oh no, I want to see what's fucking happening, what's going on there. What's that cream they're putting on those things? Why does it bring the tick back to life? That's about as far as I got. So I was trying to watch it while doing stuff and ended up having to switch it off because I just couldn't. And then had massive computer problems and didn't manage to fit both in.
Yeah. So it's a shame. So, but look, I am definitely not shit on it, but I've definitely called. I can't see me ever watching it again.
See, I will watch it again.
Yeah, okay,
partly because
fair
Mark
enough.
hasn't seen it, and partly because, like I say, I often prefer charm up movies on a second watch. So yeah, I think I'll give it another go, but probably fairly soon, and probably if I still feel the same way, we'll never watch it again. Whereas I'll watch Handmaiden and JSA and loads of like other bits and bats again.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit disappointed really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not shit. I'm not. Yeah,
No.
it is. It is a definitely not shit, but it's just like I said at the start, a little underwhelming from a story point of view.
I think I slightly bought into the hype a little bit too much, but I mean, I know you know, I would because it's part-time work, but there you go. But yeah, definitely not shit. Definitely not shit. But Lord knows it won't be troubling any of my lists at the end of the year. Christ.
It might trouble my disappointments.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you hear Park Chan-wook movie coming out, you're like, fuck yes, bring it on. It was not a fuck yes, bring it on.
Well, our audience poll
Hi.
Nice.
was definitely not shit 71%, touching cloth 14%, and shit 14%.
Wow. I'd be interested to see what you think of it.
I will as well.
I've got a feeling it'll be on the shit, like the closer to shit scale.
You reckon?
Yep.
Well, you missed all the spoilery stuff, so
Yes, I shall watch it within the next week. So
that can be my rewatch.
yeah.
Hey Hannah, you know, I think you really can't beat a good rewatch of a TV show. Would you agree with that, love?
Oh, yes, I would.
Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think during, you know, global pandemics, storms, all of these things, it's quite nice to just sit down and burn through something that you've seen a million
Absolutely,
times.
nothing like a binge watch.
Star Trek.
Babylon 5.
Because you could sit there for hours looking at serial killer documentaries.
Absolutely, that doesn't
Netflix.
make you a weird person at all.
It doesn't. Yeah, you could watch documentaries that all seem to be about women killing men.
Love you, darling.
You could put off watching Daredevil for the 30th time.
Harry Potter.
But really, you can't beat immersing yourself in the warm jumper of a rewatch of a show or a franchise.
Beloved franchise.
A beloved franchise.
Lord of the Rings.
Twin Peaks. From VHS compilations recorded off television with the ad breaks, cut out of course, to DVD box sets of Sex and the City and, I don't know, Smallville.
Farscape.
Quantum Leap. To giving up finding new content on Netflix and just having a comfort trawl through Star Trek The Next Generation or Parks and Recreation. I think that we can all agree.
There's a lot to be said for that.
You can't beat a good rewatch. So, with that in mind, join
Hannah
and Mike from Chinstroker vs. Panzer as we burn through some of our favourite franchises and share our immediate reactions to each instalment in both spoiler and non-spoiler sections. To do that, do a search for the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whichever your favourite podcast provider may be, or go directly to anchor.fm/rewatch project. We are proud members of the Pod Syndicate family of podcasts.
Have you ever wondered what so-called family films will scar your kids forever? Putting 4 and 5-year-olds in front of this movie, it's like, if they didn't know what death was before this, they're going to know it after it.
They're going to know it after it, and they're going to be freaking terrified.
And they're going to be questioning you.
Yeah.
Or do you have the slight suspicion that your loved one has a cold, dead heart?
Yeah, the Dark Knight has got like all the orphans and like, oh no, we're going to die. They did not build up those orphans at all. In my head, it's like, kill them.
Then look no further. The His Film Her Movie podcast is the show for you. It's the movie podcast that celebrates the contrasting cinematic tastes of its hosts. So join Jordan and Lauren every week on their unique journey through the land of the silver screen. So if you're looking for a few laughs, some fun film-related chat, then get involved. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so unless there's any news that anyone wants to talk about, I'm all right just to go straight to trailers. I've explained that we started recording late and whatnot, Mark. So yeah.
Let's bang on at the trailers.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So Bex kind of mentioned this in passing, but the new trailer for Spirited. At least I assume that's the Ryan Reynolds film you were talking about, Bex.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. What did we think of that?
You watched it?
I haven't had a chance to watch
Oh
any of
my
the
god, I
trailers
fully
today.
assumed you'd have watched this because it's
I've had
Will
time.
Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
It literally came out
Oh, did it only
today.
come out today? Oh, okay, okay.
What have you been up to today, Mark?
Bit of work.
You got a job?
I have a job, yes.
Bloody hell!
Yeah, it started on Monday.
You didn't put that in the chat, did you?
I'm not enjoying it.
Oh no!
It's just me being finicky. I'm doing something that is 2 or 3 rungs below where I would normally do what I would normally do, but I'm being paid the same as I would normally get paid. And so I thought, well, there's that, so I'll be all right. And then I've got there and gone, I've paid my dues doing all this for years.
Oh,
Why am I doing it
okay.
all again? And the fact that, and I'm there going, it's literally because they're paying me.
Yeah, I have to do that sometimes. Why the fuck am I doing all this shit? Oh yeah,
yeah.
because they're paying me.
So yeah, so it's been a bit of a, it's been a bit of a screaming into the void, hasn't it?
That's a little bit on it.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, moving on then. Sorry to hear that. You'll be pleased to know, Mark, that Spirited basically looks like Scrooged if it was made now and
Wasn't funny.
way tamer.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
it doesn't. I may be a little bit over the whole Ryan Reynolds in a Ryan Reynolds movie thing.
I'm not. I'm still on that train.
That's fine. That's fine. I just.
I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I know I'm going to really enjoy this movie.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
will. You will.
I
You're
mean,
an
you,
idiot.
you could get into the Christmas spirit by watching this and then watching a couple of World Cup games. That's not going to be confusing.
Yeah, it's not going to be weird at all.
See, I don't know whether that's why I'm looking at the trailer for this and going, nah, fuck that noise. I am so grinchy this year. I am absolutely not at all looking forward to Christmas, apart from to seeing Isabel. And even that might only be for a couple of days, depending on what she can get out of at work. So
I think I will be hopefully more once it gets a little bit closer.
we need some white chocolate and cranberry biscuits.
We might
don't
do,
we?
yeah. Now it's in November.
I was going to say yesterday, actually, when we were at the supermarket, we would get some mince pies, but then I forgot.
It wasn't quite December then. Yeah, November then, was it? Yeah.
What, yesterday, on the 1st of November?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Really.
I did watch that Tilda Swinton one, actually, and did you watch that?
Oh, The Eternal Daughter. No, I didn't actually. I didn't get to it. How does it seem?
Yeah, it looks quite intriguing, actually. So she basically plays the mother and the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But she's acting opposite herself, and they go visit like some spooky place that the mother's been to before. And it starts bringing back memories or something. I was kind of watching it sort of in passing while I was trying manically to get the computer to work. So I don't know whether I've taken in all the nuances, but it looks quite intriguing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A bit spooky.
Yeah. I mean it's Joanna Hogg, and I enjoyed The Souvenir Part 2 last year, I think it was. So yeah, I will watch this, and I look forward to it. Yeah.
Oh, we did actually accidentally watch the One Piece trailer as well, didn't we? Earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And you just turned around to me afterwards and went, what the fuck was that? What have I just watched?
Yeah. Very much was like, what?
That thing's playing in fucking IMAX this weekend. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I mean, like, anime is like doing like really good numbers, at least like opening week at the moment. So yeah, they're really taking some shots, and I don't know, I kind of respect it. Like, I'm not going to watch any of them, but I respect it.
Yeah, because there was one earlier this year, I think, one that did like that was in IMAX again. It was like a week, and that was it.
Dragon Ball Super Hero Movie : Super, or I genuinely think it was called something like that.
It had a really ridiculously long title where you're watching it going, is this like the 7th film in a series that we don't know about?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was that one that I saw the trailer for. There was some like weird one about a singer that I wanted to see earlier this year, but I can't remember what it was called.
Don't know that one.
The Singy Sing lady.
Could be. Could
Yeah.
well be.
Yeah, that's my debut feature. I'm glad the word's getting out there.
Nice. Oh dear.
I watched the Guardians Holiday Special trailer.
Oh yeah, we did watch that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where they try and kidnap Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. The thing is, if this is just an hour-long little one-off special
On Disney Plus.
on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
I'm kind of all right with that.
Yeah.
But weirdly, my brain's going, what if it's 2 40-minute episodes for no reason? I think I would play. I'm out now.
What if it was 2 30-minute
I'd
episodes?
still be out.
So it's the episodic nature that
Yeah.
you're taking offence at. Okay.
I'd be like, I can't say I've not watched a Marvel series now.
Nice.
Oh. But Bex, have you seen they've announced the start date for the Last of Us show?
Oh no.
Yeah, 16th of January on Sky.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like not that far away.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised by that. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely giving
16th
that
of
a go.
December, January. Sorry, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought, shit, was that? Did you say December then? Then my brain went, no, you didn't, dickhead.
Yeah, dickhead.
I mean, that'd be a great Christmassy watch.
It's a good trailer.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Have we recorded since all the Silent Hill stuff came out?
I don't know.
Maybe I've missed.
No, I
the
don't think so.
Was
Let's
that
do like
last
9 minutes.
week?
Yeah.
Have you watched the trailer
Yeah.
for the new games?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I really, really want to play Silent Hill 2, but I also really don't.
I want them to reboot Silent Hill, but I think they'd have the same problem as they did with Resident Evil in that they can't do a proper remaster because of the technology at the time. But yeah, it's reboot of 2, isn't it? And then they've got a new one coming out.
Yeah, it's like they announced like 2 or 3 other ones.
Yeah.
But they seem kind of like quite spin-offy. Yeah.
But see, I said to Mark, it seems like they're kind of following the Resident Evil model of rebooting, whilst at the same time releasing new ones in the series. That's quite interesting because it works for Resident Evil really well.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it should work for Silent Hill as well if they're actually putting some decent developers on it.
Well, the Venn diagram of the fans of those 2 games is a circle, so it should work.
Yeah, quite. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, the Resident Evil 4 remake trailer kind of had me more, to be honest, because it's slightly more my bag. But then again, I played 2 hours of Resident Evil 4 on the Switch and never went back to it again, so maybe it's not my bag.
That's my issue with the number 4. It was the first one that I ever played because I think I was a bit too young when the other games first came out. So I was like, right, I'm diving in with number 4, I'm doing it. And it's like no, I just hated it. Absolutely hated it. And I don't know whether now, because I've played more of the previous ones and more of that type of game, I'd be able to get on with it better. But yeah, it's all about Wesker, isn't it? And he teleports and shit.
Like I say, I've only played the first couple of hours, so I honestly couldn't tell you. But I liked the look of the trailer.
I'll definitely give it a go.
Nice.
I will definitely go upstairs and watch a movie while you do that.
I support you when you're playing your games.
What, FIFA?
Yeah, I say, who's that prick? A lot.
Yeah, you do that. You're not a very good spotter, actually.
No.
You're terrible at it.
Yeah. Why is that guy doing that thing? What do you mean? That guy over there doing that thing? That's a tree mark. What? Yeah. Why is that tree doing that thing?
I still think you'd like Doom.
You quite
just
liked,
gave in to it.
Yeah. You quite liked, gosh, what was it called? Resistance Fall of Man, didn't you? Until the Leapers came into it more, and you used to just scream, ah. leapers.
I didn't like them
a lot.
fuckers. Yeah. Yeah.
All right with that. I think you got most of the way through that one before you got bored.
Well, I finished both of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are we just delaying talking about Avatar?
I haven't watched the Avatar trailer.
And I haven't had a chance to go work.
All right. I'll just say, I mean, it looks like it cost a bob.
It must be the most expensive movie ever made now.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But they could probably tie in costs with the other ones to like keep the budget, like technically keep the budget down or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the plan in it. But then again, this has made the Avatar franchise. Once you've got, even if Cameron does do like 5 fucking movies, it's paid for itself already because they've got the ride and the experience and all that shit. It's fine.
So, I mean, that's the thing. The Avatar ride at Disney World, Florida was like one of the best rides I've ever been on. It was fucking incredible. And the scene setting and stuff that they did before was just top notch, brilliant. And the thing is, I've decided to come at the Avatar films as if they're just rides at this point. Like, I'm going to see a story.
All right, Scorsese.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, no, I know. But
it's right.
The thing is, I don't necessarily mean that in a denigrating way. It's like, all right,
Scorsese did.
I will watch this new one in IMAX 3D for 3 hours and go, that was pretty. I don't know. I might have a couple of CBD gummies beforehand or something as well. You know, like really lean into it. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to it as a film. And
but as an experience, yes.
Yeah. And I mean this trailer, I don't know. It just it feels like it's going to lean really heavily into the we are all connected by the great spirit Awa, and it's like the couple from the first one's kid is talking about how she can hear its heartbeat, and it's like I that's absolutely cool. I don't care. I do not care. But you do you, and I'm gonna try and have a little bit of a high from CBD and watch some pretty shit in 3D. That's literally where I'm coming at it now.
I'm just curious more than anything. I'm just curious to see what he's going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
What his big idea that he has been like so much. I need to do this that it's actually taken him this long to do.
Yeah, quite.
Because if it comes out and it's basically just a new version of the last one, it's a bit like
why?
I don't think it's going to be that. I will say that it looks like it is going to be like a different story, and it looks like the kids are the focus, and like one of the kids looks like they're going to have a bit of a star-crossed lover thing with a girl blue one from another tribe and stuff. I mean, look, it just the world is going to be top notch. Technologically, it's going to be amazing. But I'm already like. It's making my brain itch the way that people are going to potentially defend the film and Cameron. And
yeah.
I like that. Just, you know, I watched Avatar again less than a month ago, and I watched it in IMAX 3D, and it's fine. Call me fucking Scorsese, like if you, but fucking yeah, whatever.
The thing is, it's right. That's the best way to view it as an experience. That's what Cameron wanted you to view it as.
Yeah, but then he releases it only in a format where you have to pay like 50 quid a ticket to see it.
Which helps make it the highest grossing movie of all time.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not buying into the capitalist bullshit of Avatar. I'm still offended by the fact that you could only see it in 3D at the time. And then they were like, oh my God, it's made so much money. It's the most successful movie ever. Yeah, because ...
Well, That's
I'm a
trailers.
miserable bitch. I'll accept it.
Well, let's hopefully talk about something that you're not going to be miserable about. Your words, to be clear. So let's talk about the new release that we all saw. So let's talk Barbarian, which is directed by a man by the name of Zach Kreger, co-director of Miss March, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Horsedick.mpeg in Miss March. Wild. Stars Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and Justin Long. And all spoilers all the time. But the summary on IMDb: a woman staying at an Airbnb discovers that the house she has rented is not what it seems. Yeah?
Yeah, it's not bad at that. I
How it
was
starts.
expecting it to be something really bad. Like, a woman goes to a house, rents it, there's wine,
Hilarity ensues.
and Pennywise is there.
Oh,
Poor Pennywise.
anyway.
So, I'm just gonna say who had Mad Woman in connected tunnels under the house on their bingo card when the film started, because I didn't.
No, and I knew nothing about it
No,
other
they were
than
very clever with the trailer. on
Yeah.
this.
other than there was something. So I knew there was going to be something,
Mm.
and it's a house, so you know there's going to be something under the house. But yeah, you didn't quite click what that was going to be for sure.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
100% thought. I kept saying to you, didn't I? I really hope he just continues to be a nice man, because it'd be
Yeah, go on.
nice for him to be a nice man.
The thing is, at no point did I think that he wasn't going to be just a nice guy, because Bill Skarsgård now, if he'd have just played the what ended up being a wrong un in this,
Mm.
then it would have been right. Is that all he is? Then is he just horror villain? No,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think he's far too smart a guy.
To let himself get pigeonholed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to do that. So it had to be that maybe he is just quite nice.
Oh, and he's so lovely. When he's like, "Oh, I noticed you didn't drink your tea," and then I thought,
Yeah.
it might be because you didn't know if I'd put something in it, so I've not opened the wine.
Well, the
Which is
idea
so
there
lovely.
is that he is the exact opposite of Justin Long's character.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, and I mean,
You'd totally put something in a wine.
Yeah.
he would 100% put something in her wine. The Justin Long, looking at all like the aftermath of it all, just not taking it in at all, and then googling about whether like the basement can count towards additional square footage in a house is
And then
genuinely
measuring
one
it
of the
all.
funniest things I think I've seen in a film this year.
Yeah.
It just like he's like, I don't know, just I swear, doesn't he at one point like just straight up like just see like that bucket in that room and just go, oh ooh, and then just move on.
Yeah.
He moves it out the way with his tape
Yeah.
measure, doesn't he?
It was on his tape measure.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. And it just the tonal shifts that this film takes. Like I mean, just the towards the end, he gives that impassioned speech about how he's going to try and be a better person. Then, like literally a minute later, he pushes her off.
And then tries to tell her that it was kind of her fault. But even when
Yeah,
he sees
yeah,
the cages
yeah.
that are in the what is it, he kind of goes, "Oh God!" and then straight away starts measuring around.
I had a great deal of fun with it. As I said on the show when I saw it, I had a great deal of fun with it, and I feel like it's those moments that will make a rewatch really pleasurable as well. Now that you actually know what the plot of the film is, I feel like those moments will really make an impact still.
Yeah, the thing is, I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't really. It's not that I didn't like the story. It didn't really do anything that I felt was that kind of new
No.
or different. But then again, the thing is, I don't think it needs to, because the atmosphere is that it's a really fun movie if you're watching.
Do you know what I think the problem was with it for me?
What?
The disparity between the creepy kind of tense tone of the beginning, which I was really enjoying, and then it's got like a pratfally slapsticky kind of tone to the end of it, and I'd have much rather watched the first movie.
Do you know why I think that is? I think that the what's his name? Is it Richard Brake? Is it?
Yeah.
Him and the nameless whatever inbred daughter wife number is onto there.
Which apparently, according to Airbnb, is played by a man.
Which doesn't surprise me. They are almost in a weird way a little bit of a horror MacGuffin in the fact that in the movie it has them there, but they're not the big fucking evil piece of shit that is there. That's Justin Long, who arrives halfway through the fucking movie, singing along just to himself in his fucking sports car like a dick.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to just be an arsehole throughout the entire thing to anybody pretty much that he comes across. But without ever actually acknowledging or knowing he's an arsehole.
I mean, I think Richard Brake's character imprisoning girls and impregnating them is pretty horrible.
That is horrible, but it is dealt with so fucking quickly.
Yeah.
And without any investigation or anything like that. It is virtually incidental.
And I think that's perhaps where it fell down for me, and where you liked it more, is that I was going into it expecting a horror movie, and all the setup was horror movie.
But I think you still got horror.
You didn't really.
You did.
It's more like comedy horror after the break.
But I liked that. The thing is, there's been a bit of a raft of these people find things underneath things.
Yeah.
Movies. So there was that As Above, So Below.
Yeah.
Which did the weird thing that most horror films do. Did the opposite of what most horror films do, where the actual setup and everything like that was shit. And the film, if you got halfway through the film and turned it off because you were bored, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Whereas most other ones, it's the build-up that they get right, and then the end of it's terrible.
Yeah, the layoff in As Above, So Below is brilliant.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Or something like Don't Breathe, where you think that the horror is all of this, and it's the home invasion bit, and this blind man who's actually just fucking smashed them to bits. And then all of a sudden you've got what happens there, which is still just fucking barking mad brilliant.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the you don't get to hear really that much other than the fucking hobo telling them, and they all knew about it because nobody wants to come down there, that this guy's been doing this for years. You don't even unwrap the, hang on a minute though, how is he getting all of the food? And because you're not that bothered, because you're too busy going, what the fuck, Justin? As he pushes her off a roof for no reason, really. You don't need to.
Yeah, because he doesn't know that the thing's going to dive off and try and fucking save
He
her.
thinks it's going to, but he probably could quite easily have manoeuvred around it in some way.
Yeah, she went like right fast, was she?
Yeah.
The fact that she survives that fall as well.
But
Like I tried to at the time rationalise it by going, oh yeah, but Mama saved her by like making it so that they turned in the air and she landed first and she landed on top of her, and that's why. And this was at a point when I was still trying to like it. And
I've been through tonight, aren't you?
I'm sorry. I really like the beginning of it. I really, and I think that's what's pissed me off about it.
Right, do you know what though?
What?
The beginning of it is fine, but I guarantee you the end of the middle and the end of the beginning of that movie, right, would have just been just boring and just bleh, because you'd have delved into Richard Brake's character and all that, and it had just been icky and.
I'd have liked that.
That's
what
fine,
I wanted from
but
it.
I think loads of those exist. Whereas the like you said in there, the almost pomposity of Justin Long's character, that you are watching it going, no, I can actually see there would be people who would be like, well, actually, yeah, I don't give a shit. To me, this isn't a dungeon. It's more value.
It's real estate, baby.
Yeah, and even to the point of I think that has to be viewed with the conversation he has with his financial agent, where he's like, well, what about the Michigan properties? And he's like, well, they're not worth anything.
Yeah. Oh, that conversation that he has with his mate in the bar is just horrible, though.
But that's it. It's the thing is, what it's done is you're there going, right, is this a post Me Too story where they're actually going to do something which would be a little bit, I'm not sure about that, and have it that he might actually be innocent. To then literally going, no, he's like,
he thinks he's innocent, and that's the issue.
But that's the crux of an awful lot of this.
Yeah. Just a sleaze.
He's just a piece of shit.
Oh, that bit. So just to go back to the beginning section, the good bit, when she's like looking for him down in the tunnels, and you're still at the point where you're like, is he the baddie? He can't be the baddie because he's gone exploring, but maybe he knew about it. Blah, blah, blah. And then he comes crawling along on all fours. I was like, I actually it terrified me. And then she follows him and just smashes the shit out of his head.
Yeah.
Like, properly smashes the shit out of his head.
I mean, she is, let's be honest, right? The inbreeding has obviously inbred some weird kind of super strength into her.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a
oddity.
Plot hole. Plot hole, that's what it is.
There's a lot of plot holes, but it's horror. And I had a good time watching it.
Like, I didn't have an awful time, and I think, again, it might be one that I need to rewatch going, all right, okay. Expect what you know is the actual truth, and then you might enjoy it better.
I had a good amount of fun with this. It, in a weird way, I don't know why, but it reminded me a little bit of something like Don't Breathe. I think partially because of the setting.
Yeah.
But then, like, if halfway through somebody went, God, this is getting a bit fucking dour, isn't it? Like, it's getting a bit grim. Has anyone seen The Babysitter? It's a really fun movie.
Yeah, you see, and I love The Babysitter. I love horror comedy when it's horror comedy all the way through. I think it's the dissonance with this for me.
I kind of like that because when it was going, I just thought I can't be bothered with. Like, I didn't know that it was going to have that. Just was going to be that character. I thought, is he going to be turned up and he's going to be like a podcaster that fucking read about it or some bullshit?
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of dreading. And then when it just turned out that he was just a sleazy soap actor,
yeah,
I was like, I'm all right with this now.
Fair.
I had a good time with Barbarian.
Yep.
I think it's fun.
Same.
Same. Could you ever put on one of the scariest movies of the year? No. But it's feel good hit of the fucking spooky season, maybe.
Yeah, That's fair.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit. Actually talked myself up on it as well.
Nice. Where are
Which
you
I
at
quite
with it,
like.
Bex?
It's a
Sorry.
mild, definitely not shit for me.
Okay.
Again, I need to rewatch it, and I promise I'll stop being a misery at some point.
Well, the thing is, what I will say again about the opening 14 minutes, I keep seeing this. People who seem to have not got on with it have really enjoyed the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And not enjoyed the last 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone who hasn't got on with it
The other way around.
the other way around.
Yeah.
There. She's very unlikable, I thought, in the first 40 minutes.
I think she's just supposed to be wary, isn't she?
She's wary, but she's also rude with it.
Yeah, she's a little bit rude.
She's quite rude about it.
I think you've got to imagine yourself in that situation, and like, as far as she's concerned, he's in the place that she booked, and she now has to share space with this strange man that she doesn't know.
Yeah, but he's also there first, and he offers, he's like, look, come in and we'll try and sort this out. And like, all the bits, like, she's like, well, can I see your, what is it? Which is fine, and he's perfectly fine, and she's well the right to do it. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. But just been a bit like, she's being very standoffish about it, and this guy's actually being just quite nice.
He's a bit different for boys, though.
I think it's possibly there is an element of that, but I do still think she comes across as a little bit unlikable.
Yeah, I'd have just gone and parked in a nicer neighbourhood and slept in my car.
It's Detroit, there, but I don't think there's that many of them
Yeah.
at the moment, sadly.
Slept in the boot.
What was the audience poll?
The audience poll was definitely not shit 82% and shit 18%.
Okay. Right. This train keeps on a rolling. I think it's time for some what we've been watching. Mark, Bex?
What have you been watching? We watched one together, I believe, that wasn't a show one.
Yeah.
Because I watched something else on that I'll talk about.
Actually, haven't anything up on my own.
Right, shall I talk about? Well, all three of us watched the same movie as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this, Bex.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll talk about that, and then we can all lead into Ian's what he's been watching, talking about that. Because I'm looking forward to talking about that.
You're saying this like it's a big mystery. We discussed it at the start of the show.
Yeah.
Well, it's a mystery to me. So we watched, because we've watched an awful lot of horror, haven't we, recently?
You seem to think we have, yeah.
I think we've watched a lot of horror
Yeah.
recently.
Okay.
And I couldn't be bothered watching any more horror. So what did we watch, Becky?
We watched a John Travolta-led law drama.
Nice.
A civil action,
Yeah.
which stars
John Travolta.
John Travolta, Robert Duvall, James Gandolfini, Dan Hedaya, Jonathan Lithgow, William H. Macy.
Jonathan Lithgow.
Did I say Jonathan?
You did, yeah. He's Sunday naming him.
Right now, somewhere, Jonathan Lithgow goes, how dare you?
I reckon, yeah.
This family's gone, what, John? He's gone, someone just Sunday named me. The absolute prick. The temerity.
I wonder if it actually is his full name. John.
Kathleen Quinlan and Tony Shalhoub. So it's about like a George Walter plays like a small firm but big win, like civil action lawyer, doesn't he?
Yes.
So his whole thing is that he puts out like these big civil action suits against places, knowing that they're going to settle, and him and his firm are going to make money, and the people who are doing that are going to make money because he's never going to have to go to trial because everyone always settles. And then he happens.
When he only takes trials, he can win. He only takes cases, he can win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes on one that he thinks he might have found a hook in that he can win.
Mm.
and then it
Because of
all
the parent company of the responsible company, isn't it?
yeah, and then it kind of gets played a little bit by Robert Duvall,
Yeah.
which is really quite fun because Robert Duvall is I mean he's fantastic in this.
He oozes like just malice in this movie.
But
not in like a malicious way,
no.
but just like when he berates the guy for disturbing his lunch and stuff.
Yeah.
The way that he does it is just like really like.
But it's a friendly way, yeah.
It's not really though. Like it's not.
But,
it's surface friendly.
But he says at one point to Travolta, right, give me the number, and we'll get all this settled because you do not want me to you're not going to try with me with this because you will lose. I will beat you.
Well, even the bit when the jury's deliberating, he says to him, "My prediction is they'll find him guilty and me not guilty, but I'm still willing to offer you this settlement."
He keeps giving him out.
Yeah.
And he keeps going. No.
Because he thinks he's going to get this big payday.
But
so Robert Duvall is attached to the parent company, which is found not guilty by the jury, whilst the local company is found guilty, isn't it? So the payout is obviously significantly less.
No, but the local company are owned by it's two massive companies.
Yeah.
It's just
one's a lot bigger than the other.
Yeah, but it's the one that they end up getting found guilty is the bigger one.
Oh.
It is. They're both two big companies. They're both two big conglomerates. But it's just if he gets found, one gets found innocent, it's less likely the one's going to pay out.
Mm.
And it basically runs like that he keeps trying to offer him it out. But it's not even for Travolta by that point, it isn't even about the money. It's about them admitting they were wrong. He kind of grows a conscience throughout it.
Yeah, which is a little bit.
I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it, but I did.
Jeez,
I just.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I did. I really, really enjoyed it, actually. It's just John Travolta growing a conscience is not something my brain can really get on with.
No, Travolta doesn't look like somebody can grow a conscience, but he's based on a true story as well.
Yeah, but I just think the casting's a bit off.
Yeah. I mean, it's late 90s Travolta as well.
But he's decent enough in it. He's got such an arrogant air to him that even when he's supposed to have come round and be being a nice guy, he's still just this arrogant fucking John Travolta guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think the film itself is great.
But, yeah, I mean, fucking William H. Macy going out and buying lottery tickets to try and keep the firm afloat.
He's really good in this, actually.
Yeah. And then when he accidentally admits to the bank when he's trying to get an extension on the loan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm going out there and buying lottery tickets, is it? And the guy looks at me like, all right, I might bought one or two. All right, I spent $1,000 on lottery tickets.
See, all of his team are very believable. Gandolfini's really good in it.
Yeah. Gandolfini is great in it, but you still think, God, at some point he's going to hit someone with a pipe.
A little bit, yeah. When everyone's drinking that water, you just imagine him just like getting like real violent.
Yeah, and he's even playing like anywhere near a violent character.
Nice family man who works in a factory.
Yeah.
A tannery.
Yeah. I like Civil Action.
Yeah, I did as well, actually. I'd watch more like that.
Yeah. So, the other film I watched on my own was Bros. I don't know how spoilery to go or how spoilery you can go with this movie.
Okay.
Because it's a rom-com. And it's a full-blown rom-com. So everyone kind of knows the formula for how rom-coms work.
Yeah.
So, at the start of it there, like Becky and Ian, do you think that the two principal characters, Bobby and Aaron, get together at the end?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, they do.
Yeah.
So I'm not spoiling anything there, am I?
No.
Do you think that they kind of get together, but even though they're a little bit opposite, and then they get together and then something happens and they fall out?
Is there conflict?
And then they get back together at the end again.
What?
Yeah, that is exactly what happens.
That's crazy.
Right. So, with Bros, and I think it's fair to say that out of the three of us, I think maybe not you as much, Beck, because you don't like anything at the moment. But
I like things.
but I would say that I'm probably the biggest fan of rom-coms here.
Yeah.
Right. I also like Nicholas Stoller movies. The issue that this film has is Billy. He's good in it, but his character is deeply unlikable. But not like in a Billy Crystal. You know, you could see why somebody wouldn't like him in When Harry Met Sally.
I wouldn't like him.
Yeah, I think he's fine, but I think there's an argument to be made where people could say that there is a reason why I don't like him. He's just unlikable, his character in this, Bobby. He plays essentially like a podcaster and a YouTuber of some report that he does it for a living, but makes a very good living out of, and basically just comments on LGBTQ trans issues. And the whole thing is he's got that successful that he's opening in I think it's New York, I think, or it might be LA. New York, Manhattan. He's opening the first ever LGBTQ history museum.
Okay.
And that you've got some fun bits because like he's on the board with it, but then there's also what's his name? His name escapes my brain right now. Jim Rash. He's also on the board, and he's bisexual. And then you've got a lesbian, and then you've got a trans, and then you've got you've got all the flavors.
Yeah.
There. And they all just keep on kind of arguing in a way. But the issue with the film is when it's fun, it's a lot of fun. And it can be laugh out loud funny at points. The only issue with that fun is every time the balloon has got blown up and you're going, this is great, along comes Billy Eichner's character to just fucking pop it and just pop any joy out of the movie. You go, you're just a prick. Like, not like you're actively being an arsehole. And you kind of, you are, but you're allowing yourself to think that, it's kind of everyone else's problem because they don't understand you, but also you're being a prick. There is again, all spoilers all the time. Is anyone bothered about me spoilers? I know you guys.
No.
Oh, God, no.
Right. So, him and Bobby and Aaron, Billy Eichner and Luke McFarlane, who is very good in this, by the way, have got together, and Aaron's family have come to visit New York for Christmas. And Bobby said that he can show them around all the Christmas stuff and everything like that. He can show them New York and do like a big tour, everything like that. And they're doing it, and he has gone a little bit too gay centric, but Aaron's family are really enjoying it, loving it, and then they go to have something to eat, and it's all going really well. And Aaron has kind of said to him, look, this is right, but you need to tone it down a little bit. You're being a little bit too. Not everything is gay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a little bit of a theme throughout the film. And the film knows it, and the film is pointedly pointing it out.
Yeah.
This isn't, that's just coming from a straight white dude. The film pains to point this out to you. But he's having a conversation with essentially his boyfriend's mum, his partner's mum, over like this meal that they're having.
Yeah.
And he starts asking about the fact that, well, do you teach, because she teaches like kindergarten. He said, well, do you teach about, LGBTQ history and the LGBTQ family? at that age. And she's just like, no, we don't. I don't think at the age that I teach, it's maybe appropriate at that point.
Yeah.
And she's not doing it in a rude way.
Yeah.
And he just keeps on going. And every time he goes, oh, no, it's fine. I see where you're coming from. And she'll go, all right then. And then he'll go, actually, no, I don't. And then he just goes on this tirade about it. And it's too much. And you're going, yeah, no, he has a psychological problem, this guy. And Aaron literally says to him, you can't think that everything that comes in your head, you have to fucking say at every moment. But then the problem is, at the end of it all works out for him.
Is it a bit like that one that we watched with Kristen Stewart and...
Oh, no, because I really liked her this season.
Yeah, but you are kind of going, yeah, but you shouldn't be together because she's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart's character should not
With Mackenzie Davis. No.
No.
It's a little bit like that, but that's a lot more fun, that movie.
Yeah.
I genuinely really enjoy that movie and I look forward to watching it at Christmas.
But it's got added Aubrey Plaza, of course, it's fun.
Yes, of course. But this, it is let down by the fact that at points, even I was watching it going, I mean, this is very, 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 very stereotypical. This is what people think gay people are. But then the film again kind of references that. And it's just, there's an awful lot of cake eating in this movie. And it doesn't add up, and it is fucking too long. It's way too long.
How long is it?
It's pushing 2 hours.
You think all movies are too long?
This is an hour and 55 minutes.
Yeah,
Rom-com should be 104 minutes maximum. Right? But as well, if you want to, this is a genuine thing, and I again, coming from a white heterosexual male, I think that if you want to legitimize showing gay sex on screen, right? That's fine. Completely fucking agree with that. Could have done with more dick.
Yeah.
Didn't see any dongs
No.
in this. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Too many asses.
Not enough. Not enough.
Disappointing.
Right. If you're going to legitimize that, don't every time you have a sex scene have it with no atmosphere and no music, and try and make it.
Aren't they?
No, like you are challenging the person who's watching it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Going, does this offend you? No. Does this offend you? No. But now there's 3 of them. Does this offend you? No, they're having a whale of a time. But does this offend you? Still doesn't offend me. Does this offend you? Do you know what's offending me? The fact that he's still got his briefs on. That's offending me. They wouldn't be on.
Yeah, okay.
Bros is fine, but it's also not. It's too long. It's not the first gay rom-com.
No.
Because we've just referenced one that came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the main guy in it, you hope doesn't end happy, but his boyfriend, you hope he does, because he's great. He's lovely.
Aww.
And quite nice.
Poor Aaron.
Yeah. So, if you like rom-coms, you can watch it, but go in with tempered expectations. And also, I don't think that this movie, don't get me wrong, there will be an element to this movie not doing as well because some people won't go and see it out of just outright homophobia.
Yeah.
Right? But they were never gonna go and see it. You are not gonna. There's no one who's gonna go and see this being a homophobe and come out of it and go, well, you know what? Quite like the gays now. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit of a confused mess that occasionally can be incredibly funny.
That's a fucking mixed bag. Right, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Harvey Fierstein is in it for about 2 minutes and steals almost the entire movie.
Okay.
Yep, he's brilliant in it for literally like minutes. Man, that guy should be in more things. Yeah, that guy should be in fucking more things. He's always the best thing he's ever in. That's Bros.
Bros.
Yeah.
What else did we watch, Mark? It's the mystery film we all watched.
It is. Do you want to know, guys? Do you want to know, listeners, what we watched? We all watched Malignant.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Ian, you fucking love Malignant, don't you?
Fucking rules. Malignant fucking rules. It just is.
Does it still remain
Y-
as high for you?
Yeah, man.
This
It's fucking bonkers. And like, I love how hard it goes. Like that, the reveal of Gabriel on the back of her head, where it's just like writhing around again, and just like the sister and the mum watching the video, just screaming. It's almost like they're screaming and Gabriel's screaming. It's great.
The Gabriel thing, it's almost like he's trying to grab things to throw at people.
Yeah.
It's like he's like he's trying to claw at them.
Well, Aggie, isn't it?
He is Aggie.
Yeah.
I will say this. I liked Malignant on first watch. Is this the third time we've watched it or the second
This is
time?
the second time I've seen it.
It must be the second time. I liked it on first watch in the cinema. I fucking loved it on rewatch.
Yeah, so full disclosure,
Yeah.
I suggested watching this the night after we watched Barbarian, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because I was disappointed in Barbarian. I got into my head that Barbarian was trying to be this year's Malignant, which it kind of is. Which just made me want to watch Malignant again. So that was why I suggested it. It fucking slaps, does this movie?
It really
I
fucking
think
does.
it was really interesting watching it again for the first time, but knowing.
Yeah.
Because
It's
like
so much more out of it.
when you first watch it, you're like, God, that dude's running really weird. Like, what's going on there? Like, my brain can't quite compute what's wrong there. And then you're watching it and like knowing, you're like, oh yeah, it's all fucking backwards, isn't it? Fucking weird, fucking Gabriel, you weirdo. Running backwards like a madhead.
I just love the idea of James Wan going right to the studio.
That's the idea, guys.
Got this idea at the studio going, what?
Been reading about parasitic twins, right?
Yeah.
I've got this idea for a movie.
I think they're going, good. Yeah. So you know, like that little that not quite a blank check, but that favour you owe me. Yeah, can I have 40 million to make this movie? They've all looked at each other and gone, shit.
But I mean, that's exactly what it is. This doesn't get made without Aquaman.
No,
But
that's it.
He made Aquaman, so he gets this as a treat, and we get it as a treat.
Boy, is it a treat.
It fucking so is. The thing is, Gabriel might go on to be one of the best horror villains, just for the simple fact that he's just a dick. He's really violent.
I just like and stealing that woman's trophy to like fashion the weapon out of it. And then like it's that fucking scene late on where he's just like hunting for the weapon in that room while that girl's hiding. There's something so just deliciously batshit about it. That
but like where he in that same sequence where he's about to jump out the window, he's like, now I'm gonna throw a chair at these pricks. He doesn't need to do that. It doesn't get him that much further.
No, he's just a dick, though.
But he's just a dick. He's like, oh, get away, a chair, bang.
I mean, that whole sequence in the police station where he's just kicking ass, and it's just James Wan going like, right, gonna use some of my skills that I learned from Fast 7 here, and it got again, the action goes hard, and it's like it's quite a slow build up to the third act. Like you are wondering what's going on and why does Where Is My Mind keep playing, and which is again great. But then the way that really kicks in when the mum who's like trapped in the attic, and I tell you what's really clever about that. They have a scene in the house, like the police are talking. I think it's like the moment where it's the coppers like, Gabriel's your imaginary friend, and then it cuts to like an establishing shot. It kind of like goes over a river or something like that, and then over like a townscape, and then it cuts to the mum cutting herself free and then crashing down. And it's such a piss take by James Wan to just go, right, I'm going to do an establishing shot of basically the exact same place we were just in, but upstairs.
Yeah.
And because it does really trip you up, because you're just not expecting it at all to be the same place, because you've just had the cinematic language going, okay, we're in a different place now. But then when she crashes through, and then that Where Is My Mind like really kicks in, it just, like from then on, this film just is off to the races.
Yeah, to the point.
God, it's great.
To the point of where, when that happened, I paused the movie, didn't I? I was like, wait, did I fall asleep in this or something? I missed like 5 minutes. You were like, no.
No, it was before that, because you were like, are we supposed to know who this is?
No, I said that before when I fell asleep was when she fell through the roof. Yeah. And you said exactly the same thing in the cinema. I was like, this is brilliant.
but
it's just great fun.
And honestly, I think that reaction, that discombobulation of it, is because of the establishing shot stuff that James Wan does beforehand. It just it makes no sense. But it can, like, you know, if like you break it down, it's like, right, we have a scene in a house, then a scene establishing we're now in another place, but oh no, hang on a second, it is actually still in this house. It doesn't make any sense from a cinematic language point of view, but it's James Wan just going, screw it, I'm going to mess with you.
Yeah. He's such a brilliant filmmaker.
Yeah.
He does not get anywhere near the credit he should get for how just technically gifted he is, and atmospheric in the way that he can create atmosphere, and the way that he can have fun with being a director and a storyteller.
Has he written? Sorry, just scroll down again. Has he written that Mithrigan that's coming?
Yeah. He wrote the story for it. Yeah.
I'm more interested.
And the woman who wrote *Malignant* wrote the screenplay for Mithrigan.
Yeah. He's
that looks deliciously creepy, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's just such a. I genuinely think he's one of the most important filmmakers of the past 2 decades.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he keeps on going back to horror as well. Like, he could be doing fucking anything in Hollywood.
That's it.
And he just wants to make these gnarly horror films every other film.
Yeah, it's that thing. He does a one for them. So go and do Furious 7, knowing that it's gonna make $1 billion, but that might, mean that he can do this, or they'll give him money to do another Conjuring movie, and from that he can then do this movie, and he can then do that movie, and but as well, he isn't, the Conjuring universe, he isn't precious and no, I have to do all of this. He's like, well, I've got an idea for a story about the nun, but I don't need to make the movie because I'm going to go and make Aquaman instead.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can very much see him going when Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom comes out and makes $1 billion. You could see him going,
Malignant 2,
That
guys.
Malignant 2 that I was talking about. And I'm going, do you know what? Fuck,
That actually did way better than we thought it was going to do, so yeah, fine.
Well, that's the other interesting thing. I was reading what he was saying about the fact that, you know, because he was talking about a sequel, and he said that the issue is, he said, if the film had made what it ended up making on the box office in its first weekend, and it had gone on to make more, we'd have been greenlit already.
Yeah.
He said, the problem is, studios still favour that box office. He said, Malignant has made money.
Yeah.
And by every other metric, we should have a sequel, but we don't quite yet. So please keep watching it on streaming services, keep asking for it, keep chatting about it, and we just might get there.
It's just such a fucking banger, and it kind of came out of nowhere as well. Like, it was, it wasn't on my radar at all until we watched it, and then it was like, what the fuck? Why did I not know this was a thing that was coming out?
Everyone seemed to lean more towards this, and I might be wrong on this, but I think I am. I think I'm in the right place. Wasn't it out around about the same time as is it Last Night in Soho?
Yeah, I mean, it was about a month beforehand.
Yeah, the trailers were doing a lot of the rounds at the same time as that, and it was like, right, so you've got James Wan and Edgar Wright doing these like Giallo-inspired films, and then what it turned out is one of them had made a batshit fucking kind of Giallo, and I think you've referenced this numerous times, Ian, haven't you? And said if Argento was making movies now, like prime Argento was making movies now, this is what he would be making.
Yep.
And it didn't end up being a Giallo.
Yeah.
It was something else. And I didn't get on with it a lot, but you, for instance, you really did. A lot of people really did. And I'd like to rewatch that movie. But it wasn't the Giallo that the trailer made it look like it was going to be.
No.
And this wasn't either, but it was something wholly different but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fully agree.
Malignant fucks and slaps and just Gabriel is such a great menacing just dickhead.
He's so right. He is
wants
just
to be a prick. It's kind of like you're looking at it, and it's almost like if you went out for a drink with what's her name, with fucking Madison, you'd be there going, I kind of want Gabriel to come out a little bit, but then again, I don't want to die.
Yeah. As long as you weren't, involved in his treatment or abandonment, I think you'd be fine.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know. I think if she got a little bit tipsy and you went, "God, shows Gabriel," and she went, "All right then, I'll let him out for like half an hour," everybody in the bar would be dead.
And she'd just come through and be like,
I go,
Gabriel.
Fucking hell, Sambuca, you absolute prick. Got to fucking put him back in his fucking prison again now. Gabriel's there. Go, join fucking, you'll fucking have Sambuca again, you twat.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Nice.
What else have you been watching here?
Okay, so it was quite a lot of spooky movies. So I'll go pretty quickly through these. So rewatched The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Don't really need to talk about that. Rewatched The Shining. Looks bloody brilliant on 4K. Jesus Christ. The thing I noticed about The Shining this time around is just how little work Jack does. I think it's brilliant. He's shouting at Wendy about like how he has a responsibility to his employer. Wendy's the one going around checking the fucking boiler.
Yeah, and then when he's not whinging about that, he's saying, "Can you just give me time to write?"
Yeah, and then what else is he doing? Throwing a fucking ball around, or looking at them creepily. It made me laugh how like he never does a bit of work. at all. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, it's interesting. I saw somebody on Reddit the other day describe The Shining as a cozy film. And I'm a bit, but also, I just like it's creepy, but once you've watched it, the amount of times I've watched it, it does just feel weirdly comfortable. And it's, yeah, I don't know, like, it's quite a languid pace, you know, like the one I watched is like the extended US cut, which is getting on for 2.5 hours. And you just kind of settle into it. So yeah, The Shining, I think it's a masterpiece, but yeah, there you go. I may well get to Doctor Sleep again at some point. I don't know. We shall see. So I also, VHS 94.
All right, yeah.
So yeah, obviously I talked about VHS 99 last time round, which was a mixed bag. VHS 94, actually, I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. So the wraparound story is like kind of following almost like a SWAT squad as it goes. It kind of like it invades this like potential terrorist cell, but there's VHSs all over the place and bodies with like bleeding eyes and stuff. It's all right. Ending's a bit of a letdown. Storm Drain, which is about a local news reporter doing a report on a local urban myth called the Rat Man. And she and a cameraman go into a storm drain to investigate. Pretty good, actually. Really, really great creature design and an amazing ending. Really good, gnarly, darkly comic stuff.
That's from the director who's doing that Watcher movie, isn't she?
That's right, Chloe Okino.
Yeah, Okino, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very interested in Watcher after this. Really, really funny. And just a good time. But creepy as well. It's good. The Empty Wake, which is it's a funeral. Well, there's a wake. This woman who's like started working at the funeral home is looking after the body overnight. Weird shit happens. It was all right. Nicely tense. Again, actually, all the way through this, some like really good practical makeup stuff across all the shorts. But yeah, I quite enjoyed that one. The Subject, which is directed by the guy who directed The Night Comes for Us, and co-directed the segment that Gareth Evans did in VHS 2. This is bonkers. It's really, like, it's fun. Basically, it's like this mad scientist guy who kidnaps people and tries to essentially like fuse them with like basically tries to make them become cyborgs. It like half of it is almost like this kind of like when RoboCop is like watching people, you know, it's like what's it that guy says to him, like RoboCop, like he like, oh fuck, anyway, sorry, I'm rambling a little bit, but and it's like kind of almost like a RoboCop POV while this mad scientist guy is talking mad scientist shit. But then like the second half of it kind of felt like almost like a really good adaptation of Doom. It's just very, very hardcore violence as this cyborg woman has to try and escape this the place where she's been captured, while a bunch of again like SWAT team guys tried to kill her because she does not look like a woman anymore. She looks like a fucking nasty cyborg. And yeah, just some incredible kills. I think it's the longest segment. It might be like half hour getting on for 40 minutes, and like the whole thing's only an hour and 40 minutes in itself. But once it gets going, it's really, really, really entertaining. Just an awful lot of, oh, bloody hell kind of moments in it. So yeah, that's a good time. And then last one, Terror, which is basically about a terrorist cell who, I won't spoil it, but are testing a weapon. And it's pretty imaginative. It's okay. It goes on a little bit long, and it's like, hey, aren't homegrown terror cells idiots? Aren't they all dickheads? Yes, they are. Well done. So yeah, that's that one. So in all, pretty good, pretty strong actually. I think the stronger sections in this were better than anything in VHS 99, and there wasn't anything as weak in this. There wasn't anything as bad as any of the worst sections in VHS 99 in this. It is consistent.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, VHS 94 would recommend. And I watched Wendell and Wild. I think Bex is going to finish it off, so maybe we could talk about it more next week. But fantastic animation, fantastic character design, production design, all that. Needed to just calm down on just how much story and how many characters it was throwing at you. It's very really, really hard to keep up with what should have been quite a simple story. But we'll talk more about it next week. And then my final one, non-horror, I watched Ruben Östlund's latest Palme d'Or winning Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah, it's annoying the fact that it seemed to have a wide release, but just didn't play loads of places at the same time.
Yeah. It was odd one because I know Noel had difficulty seeing it, even though it was being trailered at the cinema he goes to. It then didn't play, so something happened there.
Same for us.
Yeah, odd one. So Harris Dickin and Shelby Dean, who passed away a few months back, which is very sad. She's really good in this. They play a model couple who go on a cruise, and their captain is a Marxist who doesn't like rich people. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's doing the eat the rich thing that a lot of films have done in the past, and a lot of films are doing at the moment. Feels fascinating that I think there's probably a lot of people watching this in Cannes maybe not recognizing themselves up on screen. It's split into three parts. The first one's introducing the couple, and they have this fucking brilliant argument, which stems from the woman saying Yaya, her name is, basically not paying for dinner, and he's like, "Well, you said last night you were going to pay for it," and it kind of it goes from the social niceties of who's picking up the bill to this big epic debate about the place of men and women in society. Then the second part on the cruise ship is quite long. I mean, the film itself is about 2.5 hours, and it could have done with being shorter. Take a drink. But this part, it's just there's a lot of, oh, this rich person's nice. Oh, they're an arms dealer. Oh, okay then. And just again, a lot of like, aren't rich people horrible? But there is an extended sequence of things going wrong on the ship, which is bloody brilliant, and is soundtracked by New Noise by Refused. And the images on screen with that music blaring is quite something. And then the third part is the aftermath of what happened on the ship. And then it introduces a new main character. And it goes on from that. I don't want to spoil it because I didn't know what was going to happen there. And the film just kind of veers off in a completely different direction for like the last 45 minutes. And it's funny and odd and has a really ambiguous ending. And I really, really liked it. It's really, really well played, and like the power dynamics of people get completely twisted, and it's a lot of fun. So the first part is fantastic. The third part is bloody brilliant. The second part is very good but overlong. So it's a really, really, really good film, but also one where it does kind of feel like its intended point is going to be missed by a lot of people.
Right.
So, yeah. But it's good. And that's me. So, bloody hell, we're Twitter questions.
Ooh. Let's have a fucking look. Let's have a fucking look, eh? Fucking hell. I wasn't prepared for that. I forgot to ask a question today, so apologies. I will think of a really good one for next week now. Noel asks, what have been your biggest buzz horror winners and losers of the last few years?
Oh, fuck me.
Right. Horror films 2020.
Loser for me would be it depends how many years we're going back. It Follows was really disappointing.
Yeah.
Midsummer.
I like Midsummer, it's fucking funny.
Hereditary.
Yeah, for sure.
Again,
Babadook.
liked Hereditary because the ending of it is funny.
Malignant.
Yeah.
Malignant's got to be fucking up there.
The Night House count?
Oh, that's a
have the
good.
Night
Yeah.
House.
Yeah, nice. I'll say
Underwater.
Hellraiser was a bit of a disappointment given the buzz that was kind of
Yeah.
going into it. By the way, as well, Hellraiser just being shat out on streaming services this week. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that film literally just nothing. Just I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, very odd.
Just try to look and see. Disappointment. Can I have dash cam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but on the flip side, you have to have.
Oh, but yeah, our host on the other side there. There's one that I have been really fucking good, and it's been coming out of fucking nowhere in the past few years.
Oh no, because there was no.
What?
One Night at Willie's.
No, not really.
I fucking love that movie. I'm gonna rewatch that.
Yeah, the winner is. I do think you're right, Bess. I think it's Malignant. Oh, the escape room movies.
They buzzy though.
No, fair point. Can't think what the big buzz ones were. The buzz ones are usually a bit shit. Let's be honest, because they get
Invisible
too.
Man was a buzz one. That was a disappointment.
You didn't go with that, did you?
No, I fucking hated it.
Trying to think what else has been this year that I thought was just a bit. No, I think I've been all right with quite a lot of them. Yeah. Rick Kidd, inspired by the proximity to Halloween and Ebola homes, he's put here too.
That's intentional.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Dracula, I think it is. And Sherlock Holmes have been played many times by different people. Which have been your favourite depictions of these characters, and who would you cast for these roles if you were making films with them now? Dracula and some kind of Sherlocky Holmes thing.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Dracula, Jack Black.
That'd be fucking great. Yeah, fair enough. What's your favourite depiction of Dracula?
Gerard Butler in Dracula 2000.
What's yours, Becky?
I don't know. I've not really seen many.
Mine's Dominic Purcell in Blade 3.
He's not Dracula.
That's good.
He is?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He is. He's fucking great. He just plays it as the most 2003 Dracula ever. It's just not menacing in any way.
I mean, it's
Whatsoever.
Christopher Lee in it.
For Dracula?
Yeah.
No, it's Dominic Purcell.
Too much peck on sugar.
Who was it? There was somebody who played like a Sherlock Holmes one in, I think it was the late 70s or early 80s. Oh, who the fuck was it? And it was fucking brilliant. Who would you have doing Sherlock Holmes, Bex?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen any like Sherlock Holmes stuff really.
You know, I don't watch any like
Definitely
the
Will
TV
Ferrell.
stuff and bits like that.
I know Cumberbatch plays, didn't they? But it's not. I've never really read much of it either. I've read The Hound of Baskerville.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, Sherlock Holmes, it's Will Ferrell and Holmes.
No, it's fucking shite. Awful. Just awful.
I liked it.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. I haven't seen enough to comment really.
My favourite is one that I can't
Let's go with
remember.
Henry Cavill. Just
Fair
because it's
play.
Henry Cavill.
Fair play.
Having a Sherlock Holmes that could like load his arms.
Yeah.
Would be good. I'll go with that.
I can't top Ian's Jack Black Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, it's sold on that. Full blonde fry, shut up and take my money meme on that one. I'm now a little bit angry that it isn't happening. In 6 months' time, he's shouting at Ian, going, "When's my Dracula movie with Jack Black, Ian? Why aren't they making it? It was in the news section, I'm sure it was." Yeah. Sherlock. I feel like Amy Adams needs a comeback.
She's got Disenchanted 2 coming out.
She actually needs a comeback that isn't Disney's streaming movie of the month. She doesn't have a lot of luck with streaming movies.
Fair
Yeah,
point.
Holmes as Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'd go for that.
Kate Blanchett as Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah, fucking hell, Ian.
Knocking it out of the park tonight, Ian.
Jesus. You
What?
just fucking drank the Howard You've Done It Again fucking gif, haven't you?
There you go.
Ian, genuinely, what are we covering next week?
So Watcher, which you said about earlier on, is out this week.
Yep.
Wouldn't mind seeing that. The Bill Nighy Living film is out, the remake of Akiru.
Yes.
But well, let's see how we go. Maybe.
Yes.
Watcher would actually be I'm looking forward to Living, but I also I kind of feel like maybe you're going to need to be in a certain mood for that.
Yeah, it looks very good, but it does look very,
There's a soupçon of vegetables about it that I think
there is a little
bit,
bit, but I do also think that it could be really entertaining as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, very weirdly, right? Just something I watched on YouTube a couple of weeks ago, and I meant to bring up on the podcast. Was, do you remember in Twin Peaks: The Return?
Yeah.
Ian, you mentioned that Carl McLaughlin's depiction of what's his name? The other character that he has in Twin Peaks that isn't Dale Cooper. What's he called again? Dewey was it, something like that.
Dougie.
Dougie, yes.
That's it, yeah.
You said that he reminded you of Peter O'Toole in Being There, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I watched the Criterion Closet with Carl McLaughlin in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he picks up a copy of Being There and says that he actually based bits of Dougie on that character in that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I start fucking, well fucking spotted on that, Ian. And by the way, it's a great film as well. But yeah, fucking, I completely forgot about it until just then for some reason.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be doing Watcher. Possibly Living.
We'll see. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that is it. We've still got Revolver to record. So I'm going to say thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you very much, Becky.
Thanks, Ian.
And you can make the decision to leave this podcast now. Bye.
Bye.